Today, we will be adding integers with models. Integers are positive or negative whole numbers, and they can be represented with models. These models include counters and number lines. So when we have counters, we can have positive counters, and those are our yellow counters. And we can have negative counters. And when we have one negative counter and one positive counter, we know that we have a zero pair. That means those cancel out and they equal 0. They just equal 0. So in number 4, in our first example, we want to write an equation that represents the value of the model given. And in our model, we have 4 negatives and 3 positives. So we have negative 4 plus 3. When we have here, we have to make our 0 pairs. So I'm going to cancel out 1 red and 1 yellow. That's 1 0 pair. 1 red and 1 yellow, and 1 red and 1 yellow. I've canceled out all of my 0 pairs, so all I have left is 1 red counter. That means my answer is negative 1. Negative 4 plus negative 3 equals negative 1. All right, now let's go to number 5. We have 2 negatives plus 6 positives. And now I can cancel out my 0 pairs. So I have 1 negative and 1 positive. And I have 1 negative and 1 positive. I've canceled out 2 0 pairs, and that leaves me with 1, 2, 3, 4 positives. So 2 plus 6 equals 4. All right. And now in number 6, how many negatives do I have in number 6? I have 1, 2, 3. Negative 3 plus, how many positives do I have there? 6 positives. So I have negative 3 plus 6. My next step now is to cancel out my 0 pairs. So if you will take a second and just recognize that we have 3 negatives, so I will have to cancel that out with 3 positives. So 1 negative here and 1 positive here is 1 0 pair. 1 negative here and another positive here is another 0 pair. 1 negative here and 1 positive here is another 0 pair. And now I am left with 3 positives. So my answer is 3. Negative 3 plus 6 equals 3. All right, now we're going to be solving addition using a number line. So if you'll notice in my first example up here, I have negative 3 plus 8. So negative 3 is my starting number. So when I am starting, I'm going to start at 0 and go to negative 3. That's where I started my problem. So from negative 3, I'm going to add positive 8. And we know that when we have positive numbers, we're going to go to the right. So I'm going to go to the right from 3 8 times. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I landed at positive 5. So negative 3 plus 8 is positive 5. All right, now we have negative 1 plus positive 4. Negative 1 plus 4. So my starting number is going to be negative 1. Negative 1. I'm going to go from 0 to negative 1. And then I'm going to add 4 to it. So I'm going to go to the right 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Negative 1 plus 4. I landed at 3. So negative 1 plus 4 is 3. For problem number 12, I have 1 plus negative 4. So I'm going to start off at 1, and I'm going to add negative 4. So since I'm adding a negative number, instead of going to the right of my number line, I'm going to go backwards to the left. I'm going to go backwards 4 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1 plus negative 4 equals negative 3. All right, now I'm going to add negative 1 plus negative 4. So we know that I'm going to start at negative 1. And I'm going to add negative 4. So since I'm adding a negative, I'm going to go backwards 4 places. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Negative 1 plus negative 4 equals negative 5. Number 14, I have 1 plus 4. All right, so I'm going to start at 1. And since I'm adding a positive number, I'm going to move to the right. So from 1 and to the right 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. I end up at 5. 1 plus 4 is 5. All right. Now, boys and girls, go ahead and please glue this into your journals. Please glue it into your journals. And go ahead and write your summaries in Schoology.